Hello and welcome to the MLTI podcast, Teaching with Tech. We're back from a relaxing summer break and ready to deliver another season of delicious educational technology goodness. My name is Chris Beckwith.
And I'm AJ Rogg, and we will be your hosts for the September episode. Our first installment for the school year will include interviews with Kern Kelley and Tim Reynolds to share a couple of exciting new opportunities and events that are coming up soon.
And finally, we'll introduce our new cadre of MLTI Ambassadors, so make sure to listen to the end. So let's get started with Kern Kelley from Nokomis about some tech ed opportunities.
Hey there. Yeah, we have one of the exciting opportunities that we're working on this year coming up is a new multimedia endeavor called CommutePD. And the idea with this is it will be audio, it will be video, it will be text, but these are recordings or these are discussions that a handful of educators from the state of Maine will be having around different technology topics. Our first topic will be covering AI and its integration into the classroom and appropriate use in education. But we'll be doing that in sets of 5. And the reason why it's labeled CommutePD is that teachers or educators could listen to it maybe on the way to work or watch it later. Each one is a bite-sized 20 minutes, and that's the average commute time of Mainers around the state. And so the idea would being that you could listen to it each day. Within a week, you'd be all done, one section. And then your staff or your other teachers could talk about it the following week. So these would be sections so that they'd be cut up, and you'd be able to listen to them, and then you'd be able to follow up with other support from the Department of Education on where the appropriate integration might be. And so we're really looking forward to that coming up this year.
Thanks, Kern. I can't wait for that first episode on AI. Hey, while I have you here, can you tell us about your SLAM Showcase series?
So SLAM, our Student Leadership Ambassadors of Maine, will be in full force again this year. We're super excited. As usual, we've had more demand than we have supply for. We have more schools that are joining us and connecting with us and want to have us visit their schools than we are able to do. We usually do about once a month is kind of what it works out to be. And so right now, coming up shortly, if you are a school that has applied within the next week or two, you'll be getting an email on your acceptance, and we'll work out dates and times and when we'll be traveling to your school. What the SLAM Showcase is my students here from Nokomis, which is RSU 19, will put on an event at your school. We go and we teach your students different technology topics. We work with you as far as which things are appropriate. We also support beyond that day. We have a weekly live tech help show every Thursday that goes live on YouTube that you're welcome to join us. And then what that does is talks about different technology topics that might interest you as a teacher. We cover free or freemium modeled apps or websites that are useful to students, and we do a different creative tool each week. And so one cool thing that's happening this year that's new is we have SLAM points. Well, what are SLAM points? SLAM points are your students can earn equipment for your school. If they join us live or if they take the SLAM exam, which is a weekly quiz, one question quiz about the topic, they can earn equipment, things like cameras or microphones or lighting or all kinds of different ideas for your school. And the grand prize for the school that has the most points at the end of the year is a trip of some kind. We're still determining where that location is going to be, but it'll probably be at a conference somewhere. And so a couple of years ago, we went to the ISTE conference down in Philadelphia. And so we'll see if that's what's going to happen in the cards this year. But the idea being that the more that you participate, the more your students participate, the more points you earn and the more prizes your school can win.
Wow, that's great news on those exciting projects. Sounds like an excellent way to learn something new and earn some contact hours for recertification. Personally, my commute is under a minute, so I guess I'll need to take longer trips.
Yeah, you can just drive around the block a couple times maybe. And I really like Kern's SLAM shows. They're absolutely amazing. We've been lucky to be a part of many of those over the last couple of years. And if you can find a way for them to come to your school and put on a SLAM show for your kids, I would highly recommend it. So we do have another interview we'd like to share with you. It's featuring Washington County's Tim Reynolds talking with our ambassador, Donna Netzer. They'll be talking about a regional event that our own LTT team would love to see grow throughout the state.
My name is Tim Reynolds. I'm the director of the Washington County Consortium. That includes about eight or nine different school districts with a number of schools from the high school level all the way down to pre-K. I've been working on the annual Harvest of Idea event that we used to put on every year. We had to take a break during the COVID era, but we're back at it this time. We're going to do the event virtually. And I've been able to secure over 50 presentations for the day. There'll be 3 breakout sessions and lots of great things happening for almost all disciplines that are taught, from the arts to, of course, math, English, literacy, history, and all of that. And also we have a keynote speaker who will kick off our day on October 15th. And that speaker is Andrew Murata. And Andrew is a nationally known speaker. And he created the series Surviving and Thriving in Schools. So we're all excited to have him come on board for that day. And he'll work with us in other sessions as well, but he'll be doing the keynote early in the morning on that day. So I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, we have a leadership team, as most folks know, who help put things together and make suggestions and so forth. And I think even those folks are going to be pretty pleased with the work that we have so far.
So this is a regional event for members of the consortium in Washington County, which is most of the schools, not all of them. It's an opt-in scenario to be part of the consortium, correct?
Correct. And I would say in going into a new school season, all schools have an opportunity to be part of the consortium. And I think last year we had all but one district. This year, I'm not sure where we're at, but hopefully with the Harvest of Idea returning, that we get everyone on board, hopefully.
Well, I think that it being virtual is going to be very dynamic because you can bring in so many different speakers and so many different topics and meet people where they are. People can get up and take breaks, and there's not the travel stuff. And so I think it's going to be a great event. I'm super excited for it.
Excellent. You know, and you raised the point of bringing in people who are not necessarily in our backyard. So I've been able to connect with people all across the country. If we were doing it in person, unfortunately, we wouldn't have been able to work that out. Even financially, it would have been too difficult. But doing it virtually, and again, this is a trial run for us to do it virtually for the first time. It's allowed me to reach out. Our keynote, for example, will be keynoting from California. So there's a lot of opportunity that might not have been there in an in-person, but you do lose as well by going virtual to in-person, because that camaraderie, that collegial conversation that you get at conferences is also very important.
I do think too, we can talk about the idea. We've done some hybrid stuff. So for example, someone zooming in, but there's a facilitator in the room to kind of collaborate and make that happen so that even in person, you don't lose that aspect of being able to draw from a larger group. So I think that there's some ways to do that too that would work really well.
Yeah, the consortium's hope is that on October 15th, that districts that have actually pooled their educators together at one particular site, and will share the day together as a district, not just necessarily individual schools. I think that's
great too.
Yeah, you get a conference kind of feel when you bring people from other schools in as well. So it's not all lost because it's virtual. Right. If we can do this district by district collaboratively, I think it will be even a stronger event.
I agree.
You know, that sounds like a project with enormous potential to deliver choice-driven content to a wide audience. And if this sounds interesting to you, and you're wondering how you might implement a similar offering in your region, the MLTI Ambassador team will be happy to work with you on implementation. Fortunately, we have some phenomenal new recruits to our ambassador team, but don't take my word for it. Let's hear it from them.
My name is Ashley Carroll, and I'm a technology integrator from Brunswick School Department. I'm passionate about anything to do with technology in elementary. That could be lesson design, or integrating new tools into your curriculum, or having students show off what they know in new and exciting ways.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Magruder from the Ellsworth School Department. At Ellsworth, I taught high school English and was a Special Ed 504 case manager before I became the district's only K-12 instructional coach. I'm very passionate about instructional design and researching how both kids and adults learn best. And I really want to dive into how we can use technology to most effectively enhance our education and experiences.
My name is Amy McInerney, and I'm a Year 1 Ambassador. I'm from Falmouth Elementary School, where I was an elementary librarian and tech integrator. I have experience implementing technology into the elementary classroom. I'm really interested in mindful and intentional use of technology, AI, content creation, digital citizenship, and how tech can be used in unified arts classes.
My name is Janice Medenica, and I'm coming from the Frank H. Harrison Middle School in the Yarmouth School District. I'm a 7th grade science and social studies teacher, and I've served on the school improvement team for 3 years. My passions are gamification, generative AI, and UDL, with using technology tools to allow students to access the materials and to show their understanding.
And Chris, we're also excited to have our 2 new LTT team members joining the DOE introduce themselves.
This is Nicole K-Rod, and I've been on the podcast before as a MLTI Ambassador, and today I'm with Allison, and she has a new role on our team. Allison, tell us about your new role.
Well, thanks, Nicole. For those of you that don't know, my name is Allison Braley, and I am the new computer science specialist for the Maine Department of Education on the LTT team. I formerly was the computer science teacher and technology integrator in Bucksport, which is RSU 25. A little bit about my background. I did computer science for around 9 years there. I was the vice president of the Maine CSTA, and in 2022, I was the winner of the CSTA Computer Science Teaching Excellence Award for New England. Currently in my role with the DOE, my goal is to help further computer science. It is a strong belief that every student is going to learn well from computer science, and so we are trying to ensure that every student has an opportunity to experience computer science before they go to school. Nicole, you have a new position with the DOE. What is your position?
I do have a new position with the DOE. After my 2 years as an MLTI Ambassador, I got to stay on as the Emerging Technology Digital Specialist, which means that I get to continue my work in artificial intelligence around the state of Maine doing professional development. We are currently working on AI guidance and looking to get that out very soon, and so I'm excited about continuing the work. Allison and I will be doing a lot of work together, as you can't do artificial intelligence without computer science. So we're looking forward to seeing you at a school soon.
We're so fortunate to welcome them to our team, and we're all excited to hit the ground running with the first big event of the season, the Actum Conference on October 10th and 11th. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the schedule at Actum's website. The selection of workshops looks amazing as usual, including offerings from the entire MLTI Ambassador team. Make sure to stop by the LTT table in the exhibit hall, as we'll have some activities for you at our playground.
So if you have any questions about things you've heard in this podcast, or are just curious about how the team can support you and your school, please contact the MLTI and LTT teams at the Maine Department of Education by emailing us at doe-ltt@maine.gov.
Hey AJ, what kind of bee has the most trouble fitting itself into the hive?
I don't know. Bumblebees? They're pretty big.
No, USBs.
Oh, that stings. Oh well. All right. Class dismissed.